And there's another video for today. This video is about the top my this is just my top 10 favorite weapons in One Piece. Alright, we starting at number 10. We got Kabuto. Kabuto is the slingshot that Usopp uses. Um, he came in clutch with it. The first time he popped that out was during any zombie when he had to burn down that flag, that world government flag. He said, shoot that flag down because it don't mean shit to us. And he did. And another time, Kabuto came in clutch. Fisherman Island, he started, making fucking trees pop out of the ground. He shot them and it started popping out of the ground. And it also helped at Dressrosa when taking down Sugar. He took down Sugar with a shot. He took a nice slingshot. He pulled that Kabuto and said, "Cool." Took down Sugar. Um, she was turning everybody into puppets and into toys and other things. So Kabuto came in clutch for Usopp there. I said, "Cool." Let's see what else. What else did Kabuto do that I said yeah, it's just an interesting weapon created by a guy who's creative, passionate about what he creates and other things. Usopp made a great weapon for himself. Without that weapon, he wouldn't be doing what he does in the series, so it's cool. At number 9, I got Smoker with the Sea Stone sword. That Sea Stone sword was holding down against Luffy in the beginning of the series. Kept Luffy held down at Low Town, and it kept it held down at Marineford too. He couldn't do anything. He was rendered useless because of the Sea Prism Stone sword that he uses. Um, he uses it even in the time skip. Um, but people like at certain points are just too strong and they can break that shit because they have hockey. Hockey trumps that. Even if they have a Dofus, if they ain't like physically touched by the sword and they're using a weapon that has hockey encoded, they can just break that thing. That's why I have it at 9 instead of higher. And fucking Virgo was able to break Smoker's sword with his hockey. So I got a number 8. I got Zed's arm from One Piece Film Z. Zed was he was putting in work on all kind of people. He was holding down against Admiral Kizaru with with that arm at the beginning of the movie. He had to, he had to take a couple. He had to take his fucking inhaler like in the middle of the fight, but he was still holding down against him. He wasn't like dying or anything. He died when he lost the arm, actually. So, like, it was actually helpful for him. It allowed him to fight against Delphi users and other stuff. Render them useless. Luffy was having a hard time with it. Till he figured it out that he had to break that shit off. Just, like, grind through and just break that arm off. It took him a while, but he did. So, like, I got it at number 8, Zed's arm. Now, number 7 is, like, where the real weapons come in. Like, real swords and other things. Wando Icjimonji from Zoro. Wando Icjimonji was given to Zoro because of Kuina's death. Kuina died going down the stairs. She hit her head on the steps and she died. And then, what's his name? Fuck. Goddamn. That guy, his sensei, was like, Zoro, this is my daughter's sword. And Zoro was like, well, I want to take it with me. When I become the best swordsman in the world, my name will reach Evans and they'll know I'm the best swordsman. And she'll know that her best friend Zoro was able to fucking do it because she couldn't. And then the sensei gave him Wando Icjimonji, and he still has Wando Icjimonji. He hasn't broke or anything. Hopefully it becomes, a black blade or something like that. Or maybe just Zoro makes that sword legendary. It should already be legendary class, but not yet. Not until Zoro defeats Mihawk will it ever become class. Goddamn. I don't even, like, I'll have to be honest, I don't even have Yoro on here. because and it ain't because it's not a strong sword. It's just it's like heavy and it looks weird and other things. I just don't like the way Yoro looks. But it is the strongest blade. Let me put that on there. It is the strongest blade in One Piece. But this video is my favorite weapons. I don't have it on this bitch. Then I got a number six. I got Kuro Komagiri. That's the staff that Whitebeard uses to cut down his enemies with. Uh, he coats it with his devil fruit power, and he can crack people's skulls with it too. Um, it's a big weapon. Only he could handle that shit for real. That's why it's still standing at its gravesite. He was able to take down rear admirals who were like big ass giants and other things, cut them down. He was able to get a slash on Blackbeard before they killed him. Um, yeah, the Kodakoma Yeti is on time, and it clashed with Gold Roger's sword too, which I have on this list, higher up the list. That's cool. Number five, I got Kikuko, which is Law's um, sword that he uses in conjunction with his devil fruit to like cut shit in half and other things. When he pulled that shit out on Virgo, that dumbass thought he could like easily whoop his ass once he had his heart back. But once Law got his heart back, it was like game over. That nigga put a room up around the whole island and cut that shit in half with Kikuko, in conjunction with his devil fruit, of course. It's a big sword too. Um, but for Law, it worked, but only it's most effective when he has this room. But it's still like a nice sword to have. I would want one in real life. You know, I'll get one from like mini katanas or something like that. That's it. And it has a nice look to it, a like furry handle piece, suba piece, or whatever it's called. The hand guard part. That's just cool. Um, Now number four, I got Griffon. Griffin, the sword that Shanks used. He's a one-handed sword fighter now, but he's able to hold down with that one sword. He's strong with it. Um, I think it's in his strong arm, or it became his strong arm after he lost his other arm. He had to adapt real quick, and then he uses it to like shoot hockey blasts out of it and other things. Um, that sword, it's like really close to Ace, which I have at number three. Both swords are kind of like similar as far as they're like more of kind of like Spanish scabbard swords or swords that fucking people used back in the day, old sabers and other things, because it has the little fucking the finger guard part to it, and they use it like one handed and other things to shoot hockey out and hold down against like Kumakoro Giri. That's what fucking Gold Roger did. He shot some hockey out at Whitebeard shot some hockey out at him. It's like cool. They clash with both each other's swords. Griffin and like Ace are like similar, but I got Ace higher because Ace is like a stronger sword than Griffin is. But I could have had them switched out because this is a video not of strength necessarily and of power, but it's about the look of the sword mostly, and I like the way they look and other things. I would grab one of those swords. Um, I got Emma at number two. Emma has like a power to. It has this like will of its own. So like the owner of Emma has to really hone in on it and like tame the sword. It has like its own fucking like energy and other things. Zoro had a hard time like fighting King because its owner commanded him, but Zoro was able to like get control of it eventually, and once he did, he cut down King type shit. And then and fucking Odin is cool too because he was the owner of it. He's the one who put all the hockey in it. So it was basically I think Odin's hockey that was holding Zoro back, but Zoro had to put more hockey into the blade than what Odin put into it, so he could defeat King, and that's what eventually happened. And that's why the sword now lies in Zoro's hands, and he can now use it effectively. And number one, I got Blackblade Toothpick because it was held by Ryuma, the sword guy. He's the strongest swordsman in One Piece, so I had to break it. I had to hurt y'all's feelings. The people who like Mihawk and like that. That's the Ryuma shit, the sword guy. pay homage to Wano because that shit was cool. You know, Running goes on time and shit. That's all I know. That's cool. Um, it's the truth and everything. Um, you know, that sword is black. It turned black. My man used that sword someone said it turned black. And it was at the time too. So it's like, cool. Um, and it became a sacred treasure of Wano. But somehow it ended up in Moria's hands, and Moria got the book of the Uma and had both of those things. And Zoro got his hands on it because he drove the Uma's book to a battle and he wanted fair and square. And he had to give it back to Wano because Wano is still with. It's like a national treasure type shit. It really like your name is you got the people here, so he was our guy. He was our guy. He kept like people out of here and everything. He's like cool. And cool. Stay cool, quote unquote.